Most people just hoard watercolor tutorials, but you, my love, have made it to day 7 of the watercolor trees and foliage challenge. So congratulations, cue the confetti. Even Satsuki is here to celebrate you. Right, Satsu? Right? All right, in this video, you are going to get your final assignment. All Satsu's head everywhere. Anyway, you're gonna get a final assignment. You'll also get a quick pep talk if you're a fellow perfectionist. And if you're ready to go deeper with your watercolor landscapes, then you're gonna get a special invitation and a special gift for actually finishing this journey. So let's wrap this challenge up with a lot of joy and one last watercolor tree. For your homework, there are 4 steps, okay? Step 1 is you're gonna take a hike. Literally, you're gonna go on a walk. And on this walk, you're gonna find a tree that really speaks with you. Now, if you're my kind of a person, you probably already have your favorite tree, in which case pick that. And if you don't, then what are you doing? Today is the day that you're gonna pick a favorite tree. All right, step number 2, once you find your tree, you're gonna pause and observe. Ask yourself, why this tree? What is its personality? Is it the color, shape, shadows? Is it the bark, the light on it, or is it the movement? What's the feeling that you get when you look at this tree? Step number 3, you're gonna find the 3 values in your tree. Remember the 3 values that we used to paint the summer tree in day 2 of this challenge? And you're gonna find that out by actually looking at the tree and blurring your eyes. And it might sound weird, but blurring your eyes is gonna convert this tree that you're gonna see from this really high def, extremely detailed, where you're seeing all of the leaves. Blurring your eyes is gonna transform that tree into a shape. And trust me, go try it and you will start to see the values jump out at you. So you're gonna see what is the light value, what's the mid-tone, and what's the darkest shadows in this tree. And you will try to locate where exactly are they all located in the tree. If it's sunny, then it's even better because the lights and the shadows will pop. But if it's not sunny, then just focus on the 2 tones, the lightest highlights and the deepest shadows, and just try to map out where are they located in the tree. Step number 4 is you're going to follow the spark and paint this tree using all the techniques that you have learned in this challenge. So there's 2 ways that you can do it. Number 1, you can take a picture of it right then and there, and then you can come back home and paint from the comfort of your studio if that's what you prefer. And this way you're going to have a lot more control over your environment and you're going to feel physically comfortable in your studio space when you're painting. Or if the weather's nice and you're feeling adventurous, then you can actually take your art supplies outdoors and just try painting that tree plein air, right? You know the techniques, watch that tutorial, whichever season that you're in right now, watch the tutorial pertaining to that and then go out and paint the tree. But either ways, don't overthink. No overthinking is allowed over here. You're just trying to capture the feeling and the movement of the tree. Your final step, once you've finished all the 4 steps of your assignment, is come and share your watercolor tree inside of the Blue Pine Arts Creative Club Facebook group. It's a free group full of watercolor enthusiasts just like you, and also neurodivergents like me because I have ADHD. But I want to see your tree, and most importantly, I also want to hear the story behind this tree. So come tell us that story. Come tell us why did this tree call out to you, and if you have any special memory associated with it. The thing is, being an artist, especially when you're learning from online videos, can be a very solitary and often a lonely thing. And I bet that you don't have people in your life who are gonna, understand your excitement about granulation and glazing and dry brushing and all the nerdy things that your heart wants to talk about watercolors. But you don't have to be alone. So come join us inside of this free Facebook community and share your tree with us. And if you're sharing this on Instagram, then tag me at Blue Pine Arts. You can also tag my personal Instagram account at Trupti Kajani. I'll leave them both over here. And here's another reason why I want to see the tree from your homework, because depending on when you're watching this challenge series and when you're doing this homework, it could be any season where you're living. I don't know if it's winter or fall or spring or summer. And so whatever tree that you're going to pick out when you go out on a walk, I love surprises. So I'm like really excited to see, oh, are you gonna share an autumn tree from your walk? Are you gonna share a spring tree? I don't know. And so I really love this surprise element, and I love how this homework applies to all 4 seasons. So yeah, please come and share your tree and surprise me, because I would love to see what your favorite tree is and the story behind it. Okay, now that you have the assignment, this is where I'm going to give you a little pep talk, because I know, just breaking away from step-by-step tutorials and trying to do something on your own, painting your favorite tree can feel really daunting and really challenging. And if that's how you're feeling right now, if you're getting all tensed up, then I see you and I hear you, because I am a former perfectionist, and I won't even say that I've completely recovered, because that still shows up in my work in many different ways, and it's an ongoing battle to overcome perfectionism. See, watercolors is not about exactness. If you want exactness, then go paint with oils or acrylics or any of the other mediums like gouache, right? But watercolors is about atmosphere, energy, motion, and spontaneity. It's about letting the pigment and the water do its own thing, and you're just there to just guide it a little bit here and there. You're just going to prod the pigments here and there, and then you're just going to sit back and just let it do its thing. And most importantly, just accept what's happening on your paper. So remember that your brush doesn't need to fully capture all the details of the tree. It just has to evoke the atmosphere, the light according to the time of the day, and the mood where the landscape is, where the tree is present. So remember my mantra that I always give my students when they get tensed up, either in my online courses or in my in-person retreats: don't paint the thing, make marks that look like the thing. And if you go back and watch all the tutorial videos in this challenge, you'll see me execute this exact same principle. I never paint the tree. I never paint the exact leaves, the exact branch. I make marks that look like the foliage of the tree and the trunk and the branches and the shadows and all that sort of stuff. So just remember that you're painting the energy and the light, and a lot of the times you're gonna have to paint the same subject over and over again until you something clicks and then you crack the code, and then you're like, oh wow, I finally did it. This feels like me and what I enjoy about watercolors and how I wanted this tree to come out. But most importantly, can we just take a moment over here, and could you please pat yourself on the back, right? Because you did this challenge, you completed it. Instead of just hoarding all the tutorials like you probably were doing before, you actually showed up and you painted through all the mess and all the mistakes, and you learned to love the results no matter how they ended up on your paper. Because even if it was a mistake, it's never a mistake in the way that I see it. It's a misstep that has given you valuable data to actually learn from it, so that you know how to do things differently the next time, right? And that's what matters when you do these painting challenges. All right, I hope this has been a balm for your perfectionist heart, and it helps you in going out and painting your favorite tree, your final assignment for this challenge. All right, so let's recap what you have learned in this challenge. First things first, you learned how to explore watercolor trees across all 4 seasons, right? You learned how to use different values, highlights, and shadows to make your trees come alive, but while also taking a more easy and joyful way out, instead of using like a very tight, controlled approach to painting trees. You actually ended up with a full summer landscape that incorporates the summer tree that you have learned. So you learned how to paint this whole landscape from start to finish. You rebuilt your creative habits and this momentum with actually showing up and painting in this challenge. And again, by showing up, you have rebuilt trust with yourself, because you kept your word and you painted the thing that you decided that you were going to paint instead of the earlier habit of just saving tutorials and holding them and then never getting back to them and then feeling really guilty about, oh my gosh, I've saved so much stuff and I've not painted, and all that negative spiral that happens with that. So you have successfully interrupted that by actually painting in this challenge. And I adore you and I admire you so much for this. And if this challenge sparked a joy and it cracked your soul open, just like it did for me when I painted that accidental watercolor tree many years ago, the story of this is in the intro video of this challenge. If you're curious, by the way, then follow that spark, because you never know where you're going to end up if you follow that spark and that joy. So don't stop here. And if you want to really keep going, then I have 3 beautiful journeys for you. So choose your path accordingly. First path, if you're a beginner but you're super busy, for example, you're a new mom with a little baby, but you still want watercolor wins under 60 minutes, then my masterclass bundle, Enchanting Watercolor Landscapes, is for you. And in this bundle of 6 beginner-friendly tutorials, all under 1 hour long, you will learn how to paint my signature Misty Pines landscape. You'll learn how to paint dreamy lake reflections, northern lights, and a misty mountainscape, and also backlit snowy pine trees. So a lot of beautiful trees, but also you will learn how to paint these stunning mountain landscapes. And you're going to do all of that without overwhelm. In fact, one of my students, Suzanne, she had a new baby and she was still able to make these beautiful paintings with this masterclass bundle. The second journey is if you're tired of step-by-step tutorials and you want to break out of that beginner mold that you find yourself stuck in, and you want to find your style of painting watercolor landscapes, then my Mastering Watercolor Landscapes bundle is for you. This again is a bundle of 6 masterclasses, and they're going to teach you how to paint slightly advanced. I don't want to say advanced, but beyond the beginner watercolor techniques, right? So you're going to learn, these are just 2 of the paintings from that, but you're going to learn how to paint, gradient washes and how to use them in a landscape. You will also learn how to paint the snowy landscape, and really you're going to move from painting small, kind of like, little 4x6 and 5x7 paintings, and you're going to gradually progress to paint these larger paintings. And this one is actually a quarter imperial sheet. So this is a 14 by 10 inches painting. And I think it's really beautiful to have that progression, because once you start painting large with watercolors, let me tell you, it gets so much easier and it's kind of hard to go back to painting smaller landscapes. Which brings me to the next path, the third journey I have for you. So if you want to go big with watercolors, like painting something like this is a 22 by 30 inches landscape that I have painted. And let me just tell you, when you paint big, it is so wildly liberating, because you feel your whole body move behind a painting, and it's just the most magical level of watercolors and it honestly makes me really sad, because most people never even reach this level, because it feels intimidating and challenging, and it feels scary to use full sheets of watercolor paper, because I get it, watercolor papers, they're really pricey, and it's really hard to make one painting from a whole sheet when you could be tearing it down and making little 5x7 multiple different paintings, right? But if you've been yearning to go bigger with watercolors, I actually found out that nobody actually teaches exactly how to go big with painting watercolor landscapes. And that is why I created the Painting Large Watercolors signature course for you. So in this course, you're going to go from painting a quarter sheet of painting. So this is not the one, that it's a different Misty Pines painting. So you're going to go from painting a quarter sheet, and see how tiny it looks on this big painting, to then a half sheet. Let me show you actually. The half sheet is a beautiful Northern Lights painting that you're going to learn, all the way to this full sheet of painting. And there's an even bigger painting than this. In this, you're going to learn the foundational skills, the format, and the exact tools to gradually progress, right? Because you don't want to shock your body and your nervous system into painting something as big as this or even this all of a sudden. I don't want that for you. So I'm going to take you gradually from a quarter sheet, then you're going to learn how to paint 2 half sheet paintings and then 2 full sheet paintings. And this is really for you if you're ready to enter watercolor competitions, because most watercolor competitions don't accept paintings under a half sheet size or a full sheet size. So if you have those sort of aspirations, which I'm like that, I really love being ambitious with my watercolor, painting and my explorations, and I love the challenge of it also, right? Then this course is for you. All of these 3 courses and online class bundles that I gave you have lifetime access. So you can go at your own pace and you can watch them at any time, as many times as you want. And all the 3 courses and online class bundles that I just shared with you, they all come with lifetime access. So you can go at your own pace and you can watch it as many times as you want. And you also get all the future course updates completely for free. And now it's time for the special gift. Now, because you have completed this challenge, you have unlocked a special 20% discount for all the 3 watercolor classes and online courses that I just shared with you. And that discount code is in today's companion email inside your inbox and also in the companion workbook that comes with this challenge. So in case you have somehow found the last video in this challenge and you don't know what I'm talking about, then sign up for the whole experience with the link in the description and you'll get the discount code and all the other good stuff in this challenge. All right, share your final tree painting with me inside of the Blue Pine Arts Creative Club Facebook group, the story. And also if you share this on Instagram, then tag us. I've left the tags here below and you get a chance to be featured on our Instagram stories with our community. And if you know an artist friend who would love this challenge, then send the link. It's again in the description. Send it to your friend so they can join in on the fun and get the progress that you've gotten in this challenge. Let's help more people experience the joy of watercolor trees, shall we? In closing, I just want to say thank you so much for painting with me in this challenge. I'm just so proud of you for showing up and actually finishing this. And just like how that first accidental watercolor trees changed the entire course of my life, from being a burnt out IT engineer to being this really happy, fulfilled, thriving artist living her best life as a mountain girlie in the Canadian Rockies, maybe this challenge and this final tree that you're going to paint is going to change your life. So let's keep painting marks that matter.